Welcome back, my wasted youth. This is Rev taking you through an extension LP of Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition the right way. In this case, we are running through Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64. And that's great. So, now in this case, what we've actually done already is we have run into the PETIT CUP. Right. And we've already taken rounds 1 through 4, so we are just going to continue with round 5 and round 6 today. Sounds great to me. So now, who are we facing? Well, it turns out it's Junior Trainer Female. Okay, now, get this. We have got a lot of, well, different Pokemon that we could be facing, and I think probably the best shot that we could go with is to use, let's see, Backdraft I think is a good idea. I also think that Bedwetter is probably a great idea, and Conduit. Now, the reason I'm going with Backdraft first is specifically for one very, very specific Pokemon. Now, in this case, what we're trying to avoid is actually this one. This is not the Pokemon I was kind of hoping for. It's okay. I don't mind this at all. In this deal, though, I am just going to immediately switch out for Conduit. Now, why I had put Backdraft in the beginning was just in case we ran into that Growlithe. Yes, that Growlithe would have been bad. Now, Bubble Beam was going to be bad for us, but, yeah, there's always a but. In this case, we have got Thunderbolt. And I do think Thunderbolt should do relatively well against this Poliwhirl. Or, yeah. Well, Poly is down, and that's fine. Sorry. That's how it goes. So, not a problem. Now, what is going to be the next Pokemon that our opponent is going to send out for us? Right. Yeah, this one. Now, this one does have Dig. Okay, I actually don't mind this. Now, I may have to sacrifice here, and that's okay. What my plan is going to be is Thunderbolt. And the reason for this is, first off, we're faster. It's a good way to go. So now, if it digs, just like that, now we've got 2 shots here. We have 2 options. We can either hit it with Swift or bring in Squirtle. If we bring in Squirtle, we are kind of relying on the idea that its defense is going to be strong enough to withstand this shot. I don't know if it will. If we don't do anything, and instead use Swift with Conduit, this Dig is going to wipe Conduit out completely. Well, fact is, I think that's the way we're going to go here. So I am going to use Swift. Yes, I know, but that's what I'm going to try. So Swift is going to hit, even though Growlithe is underground. The problem, however, is that when Dig goes off, Conduit is KO'd. I know, that's just how it is. Okay, I get that, but here's why I did it this way. See, get this. I'm going to send in Backdraft, because in this case, Backdraft is actually faster than this Growlithe. Right. See, it's not that bad of an idea. So my plan here is I am going to use Strength. Now we're going to hope on Backdraft can actually hit Growlithe with Strength. If we can, perfect. Growlithe is down, we've only lost 1 Pokemon, and it was kind of planned that way. Now, I would have really preferred if Growlithe had come out first, but it didn't happen. Okay, now here is Abra. Well, we've got a couple of options here, so I'm going to start out with Fire Blast. Now, Abra has got Psy-Wave. That could do some serious damage. That's okay, but it missed, and that's very fortunate. If we hit here, we have a pretty good chance of actually winning. It didn't do a whole lot of damage. That's okay. We've still got a couple of options that we can make, and I think one of them is one more shot of Fire Blast. So, Substitute isn't really going to do anything, but, you know, that is a cute little substitution. So, okay, the attack missed anyway. That's perfectly fine. So, tell you what, how about if we just go with dig and see if this works? Now, great. That's okay. I don't mind this at all. It may or may not do just enough to rip right through us. Fortunately, it didn't. Backdraft is going to dig a hole, and with only 10 points left, odds are Abra is going to go down. So Sidewave is going to go off again, but in this case, Backdraft isn't there. Great, it missed. Now, will we do more than 10 points? No, because the substitute has broken. Okay, not a problem. We're going to try Fire Blast one more time. Psywave is going to go off. What we've seen already is that it's doing 28 points of damage. That's fine. If Fire Blast hits, we're going to win. Now, will it hit? And it does, and that's perfect. Because fact of the matter is, if it had missed, one more Psywave would have taken out Backdraft. But it didn't. That's great. We win. Not a problem. Well, unfortunately, with Conduit down, we didn't get that continued. That's okay, too. I can't say I'm really happy about it, but, you know, whatever. Fine, and we will continue on to round 6 against what looks like a junior trainer male. Perfect. Okay, now, if you'll see from what he's got, there are a whole lot of different things we could go for. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to use Piranha first, then I'm going to use Bedwetter, and finally I'm going to use Conduit. Okay, so let's see if this actually works. We're going to rely pretty heavily on Razor Leaf actually doing some real damage. So now, can it work? Maybe. Okay, so let's see if Razor Leaf does anything. But first off, I am going to try Leech Seed. Yeah, I know, but here's the reason why. Oh, actually, that's not that bad. Okay, I was not expecting that. That's perfectly fine. Now, Leech Seed may or may not work. We're going to find out. Farfetch'd may just evade it, but in this case it didn't. That's great. Now, Farfetch'd is going to have Takedown. That is going to be relatively difficult for us. So let's see if we can just Razor Leaf and a lot of hope. Now, Peck is not going to do anywhere near as much damage as, wow, maybe it does, as Takedown. I guess it does. I was not really expecting that. It missed. This is now going to be difficult. Okay, not a problem. We are going to try Vine Whip. However, Peck, if it hits, and it does critical, is going to wipe out Piranha. Okay, not a problem. I can't say I'm happy with that, but that's okay. What this does mean is this thing has got feathers. So it looks to me like a pretty good shot would be Conduit. Now, let's see if Thunderbolt can actually do something relatively well. But now, think about it like this for a second. We are kind of stuck in a bit of a problem here. And that is, the only Pokemon we have left in reserve is, well, Bedwetter, an Ice type, Squirtle. Right, we already know this guy has a Magnemite. So we're already type disadvantaged depending on whatever this guy shows up. Well, right here. Now, what can we do here? I don't know. See, I think probably our best shot is to just continue using Quick Attack and Quick Attack. Now, Thunder Wave would actually be probably a very good idea. This way it could potentially cause it to miss an attack every so often. So I think that's probably going to be my next shot. See, fortunately, Thunderbolt doesn't really work too well. So I'm going to try Thunder Wave. Thunder Wave should paralyze this Magnemite. Now, is that what's going to happen? Yes, it is. Perfect. Now we can just rely on Quick Attack or something like that. I'm going to try Thunderbolt. We should have a higher attack than this Magnemite, but does it do any amount of real damage? Not really. Okay, not a problem. We can still deal with this. It's not very effective. Great. Yeah, that's okay. That's totally fine. Eventually, we'll I hope, do relatively well here. If we can get a critical, like we just did, we do have a shot now, and it's fully paralyzed. That's great. So I am going to use one more Thunderbolt, and hopefully this Magnemite will go down. But then we come to another problem. Oh, not quite. But that's okay. Sonic Boom will not completely take out Conduit. We're left with just a little bit, but now, since Conduit is not paralyzed, all we've got to do is quick attack, take this Magnemite out, and we're down to one Pokemon whom we still don't know. Right. Now, what could this one Pokemon be? Man, it could be anything. So, let's hope we can actually take it out with Conduit. What is it? Great. Okay. I don't mind this. I actually don't mind this at all. And here's why. First off, we should be faster than this Charmander. Now, will Thunderbolt do any real amount of damage? No, but it is paralyzed. Hey, that's perfect. It's fully paralyzed, one shot of quick attack, and this fight is now over. Man, that's great. So, will this Conduit hit with a quick attack? Yes, it will, and that's the end. Great. Round 6, well, round 5 and round 6 finish. Wonderful, absolutely wonderful, and, yeah. So, now Junior Trainer Male is down 2. Unfortunately, we did not get that continue, but that's okay. Now, like I've said before, that is all I'm going to be doing for this episode. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Rev taking you through an extension LP of Pokemon Special Pikachu Edition the right way. This has been round 5 and round 6 of the PETIT Cup for Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64. Thanks for watching. Till next time.